Peace. This is Basti Brown. Milk in the mind. Live in the mass. Speaking the red. Let's build the cycle.
Peace. Peace to all human families of the planet Earth. Peace to a lost 5% nation. You are now entering Build the Cipher with your host, Master Brownseed. We're on episode 27. This episode is The God in You, right? Episode 27. In my supreme mathematics, 27 would be wisdom, Allah, God, right? We say wisdom is to manifest your knowledge, manifest what you know. God, 7 is Allah, God. Allah is the God in the heaven and in the earth, which is the heavens in your mind, and the earth is your body. So when you have when you are in your right state of mind, then you're going to take care of your body, right? You're going to start doing dietary laws, things to keep your body in shape, working out, staying fit, eating right. These are things that you do because you're now living in a culture of righteousness, of refinement. Culture and refinement. Refinement goes with culture because when you start living right, you start doing right, you start eating right, you start feeling good about yourself. Just refining your culture. Start dressing different. Start caring about yourself. Start getting haircuts. Start keeping your body a different way. Start spraying cologne on your body face. You try to start smelling good. Keeping yourself looking handsome. These are things that are characteristics that a man does for himself, right? This is living out man's script. Man being God in the presence of being the good orderly direction. In our lessons, it tells us, now tell us what and how the devil is made. We're not dealing with the devil, we're dealing with reversing the polarity to say, now tell us what and how God is born. And God is born in the mind. Everything is mental. It's a mental thing. It's not a physical thing. First, it has to be a thought that's manifested in your mind, and then you start to live this out, right? We're going to deal with recognizing your divine purpose, right? You are not just existing. You're creating. Every thought, every move you make is adding to a cipher of your life, right? When you say adding, then you're taking that knowledge and you're adding to the cipher of your life every time. Knowledge adds a cipher. Wisdom adds a cipher. Understanding adds a cipher. Freedom adds a cipher. And it goes on. You keep adding to your life. Every perspective of your life of what you go through adds on to your life. Whether it's good, whether it's bad, whatever it is, it adds on to your life. It becomes a part of you, of who you are. Right? When you say you are God, God is not a title. I make this real thought. God is not a title. It's not something you go around and say, I'm stovetop God. I'm criminal God. Those are titles. That's not God. Those are names that people gave themselves and called themselves that. That's not a lost 5% nation. We're not criminal gods. We're not stovetop gods. We're the supreme being, black man. Allah is the God in the heavens and the earth, and He is just and true. There is no unrighteousness in Him. For He is not unseen, for He is seen and heard everywhere, for He is the all-seeing. The all-seeing. He sees all because Allah is the all in all. right? That's why they say God and devil walk hand in hand. You gotta watch what come out people's mouth, until you can decipher who's who and who's not, right? God is not a type. You start putting titles, giving God a title, that's when you know they're not themselves. They're playing a role, an act. They're trying to show you a story. God is not a story. We're not telling stories here. We're living actual fact, proof that the black man is God. Always has been, always will be, right? When you say that you are God, you are claiming a responsibility. You're not looking for worship. You're not looking for people to worship you, because that's not what I say when I'm God. I'm not saying that I'm your God. I'm saying that I am God of me. And I take responsibilities for all of the things that I do and create in this world when I say I'm God, right? I don't give my power, I don't hand my power over to luck, chance, or a mystery God. I don't hand my power over to these things, luck, chance, or a mystery God, right? Because I am walking in the power of God, right? I walk in the power of God because wisdom is the way, and understanding shows you that you are on your way, right? If your actions are not aligned with your principles, the God in you is not being represented, right? When you say walking as God, means you are now agreed that the only God is the Son of Man. You lost no time searching for that which does not exist, right? Your integrity is non-negotiable, right? When you say the wisdom of God, you're walking in this lifestyle that nobody can come and persuade you with money, with anything to sway you away from saying that you're not who you say you are. If you're this, then nothing can sway you away from being who you truly are. You got to be comfortable in your skin, right? That's what they say. Be comfortable in your skin, right? God is not reactive. God is proactive. He shapes the cipher instead of letting the cipher shape him. Or letting the cipher shape me. And keep it on me, right? I'll let the cipher shape me, right? Because knowledge adds to the cipher. The cipher don't add to your knowledge. Unless you just knowledge in the cipher. You don't know nothing, and now you have to knowledge the cipher. That's another difference between knowledge and cipher and knowledge cipher. Now the cipher, you're in the cipher, you have no knowledge. And now the cipher is either controlling you or you are the controller of the cipher, right? Because God is only going to be the sole controller of himself. There's nothing should be able to come and control yourself. No man should be able to come and control you if you're the sole controller of yourself, right? Protecting the God within you, right? Watch what you feed your mind, right? And on 136, it tells us, we have a lesson called the English lesson 136, C1, right? And in that story, it tells us, because he taught us how to eat the wrong foods, right? You gotta be careful of these wrong foods that you feed your mind and you feed your body, right? Because the foods that people try to feed your mind with is gossip, negative talk, talking about other people. These things are negative things that you don't need to be worried about. When you start listening to that stuff, you start to take your mind off of God, which is yourself. When you start listening to other people's talk negative, you take your mind off yourself and give it to something that has no power and is meaningless in your life. If you don't need to hear that, that's meaningless in your life. You have to leave that alone. What you need that negative talk for? It's not doing you any good. You keep that. You tell them quickly, yo, keep that over there on the worst part. I don't keep that on my best part. My best part is only preserving my peace of who I am. Peace is the absence of all confusion, and I don't need no confusion in my life, right? We say protect your mind from situations and people. Sometimes you have to border people off like the Indian Ocean. You have to border off the bullshit. Why is the devil still the best part of planet Earth? Because the earth belongs to you. And know that the devil is wicked, you place him on the worst part, you keep the best part preserved for yourself ever since you made it. So ever since you made it, and it's peaceful over there, why would you want some bullshit to come over and start fucking with your mind? Start fucking with your thoughts, especially when it's negative. You have to border that stuff off. People, situations, if you know they going over there by a liquor store, is where the cops come and people are always getting locked up there, why would you go over there? Knowing the chance if you stand there, you're going to get locked up. Those are situations. You got to border that off. I have to now walk over here to this different store where I know police don't be at. And I'm not going to get caught up in some type of situation. That's knowing how to walk in the mind of God. Because God is not going to put himself in any type of form of bad situation. We understand that things happen. But just again, you have to be in the control of all these things. You have to start thinking in a more correct manner of how you carry yourself and how you move in the atmosphere. And the atmospheres are being out here in the earth, knowing how to move above the earth. You have to know how to stand and not let the earth sway you up and down and have you going crazy in the earth. You have to be in the right state of mind. And that mind is being who you are, God. Moving in a good, orderly direction. Being God over the devil. The devil is in 6. When the 6, that's where the people are mostly at in Patmos. Patmos is a place. It's a locked up cell in your mind when you start to have your peanut gland all clogged up now because you caught up in 6 and now you're distracted. You're no longer following the laws of yourself. You get caught up with the things that's been put on the land. Distract you. You can't let things of nature distract you. Never let things of nature distract your purpose in life. And your purpose is to stay, what? In the wisdom of Allah, God. Stay righteous. Stay right and exact, right? You got to guard your peace. Guard your peace. Peace is the absence of all confusion, right? You know where I gotta go? To the affirmations. I want you to affirm this. Our wisdom, the God in me, and I do not keep my mind trapped in P-Lord. Our wisdom, God in me, and I don't let my mind get trapped in P-Lord. Right? P-Lord is a place, a situation that people get locked themselves in. Don't let your mind get locked up in P-Lord, right? Number 2, I stay wise and civilized in a civilization that deals with knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. I stay wise and civilized in a civilization that deals with knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Right? Number 3, the wisdom of God is living out through my wisdom, through my actions. You see God when I show him to you. The wisdom of God is living through my wisdom, my actions. You see God when I show him to you. Right? These are the 3 affirmations I give to y'all today. Use them in your life. You know? Say them to yourself. If you got to come back and press and look at it again, please do. These are affirmations I share with you. Right? So before I close the build, you know, I'd just like to say, hit that like button, share, subscribe, And always remember to build the cipher. I'm your host, Master Browsy. Peace.